6-0.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Arda Güler wants to go home and take a nap after Türkiye getting absolutely thrashed by Spain. But that's something that probably a few may have expected in this matchup. Let's welcome in a man who knows a thing or two about winning himself, Frank Leboeuf. Oh. Frank, thank you so much for joining us. I know exactly how much you love your rivals, Spain. And when you see them playing like this, it's so obvious that they're better than France, right?
I have to admit that you're right, Alexis. I mean, we also, the favorite of the next World Cup today. I mean, everything was perfect. The tactic, how they handled the game, how they handled the spirits of the away crowd. And after 3 minutes, they already scored one goal, and after it's one goal after one goal. But the simplicity of the game, the technique of all the players, the involvement of the players offensively and defensively. I mean, De La Fuente must be the most happiest guy in the world as a coach right now, because those guys, they know how to play and they know exactly how to play together. It's not a team of a country. It's a club. It's like they all know how to play together and how to move together. That's really amazing. I mean, I enjoyed France for 65 minutes last time against Ukraine, but I saw a different level. Even if I think that's against France, it would be more difficult, because Montella, the Turkish coach, decided to play with lots of enthusiasm, let's say, let's go for it. No, you don't do that against Spain, because you're going to be punished. And he's been punished, because I have to tell you, the Turkish goalkeeper was the best player of the Turkish team, because he made like 5 or 6 saves. So he saved a lot. It says a lot about how Spain handled that game. I mean, again, I clearly saw today, the favorite of the next World Cup.
Wow, I was absolutely rage baiting Frank there, and he actually admitted today it's a resigned Frank Leboeuf, not something we usually see. But Ale, you and I tend to fight over who should be the president of the Pedri fan club. But how good was he to watch today?
Well, first of all, have you traded a child for Pedri? Because I have.
I don't have any children to trade, Ale.
So by default, I should be the president.
You are the president.
Of the Pedri fan club. And if I were to define Pedri today, I'm going to borrow a word that Frank just used there, simplicity. His whole game, it's great in its simplicity. He makes it look so very easy to play the position that he plays on the field. Every touch seems to have a purpose, and not just every pass, but every first touch that takes him away from pressure so that he can find the next pass. There is no wasted movement with Pedri. There is no wasted touch with Pedri. And I think the best thing I could say is that Spain wins 6-0, and I don't think that Pedri broke sweat today. In the simplicity of his game. He looked, while everybody else is running around, he looked like he was in warm-up mode. And you're just getting a touch here and a touch there. If you watch a warm-up from teams, they're just trying to get a lot of touches. This is what Pedri does over 90 minutes. Just a touch here and a touch there. And I turn away from this pressure and find that touch there. And I find that pass there. And then he's also adding goals to his game, which I think is the one thing that over the years I've been saying all along he's been missing, is being more of a presence in the attacking 18-yard box. That seems to be something he has added to his game this year, not only with Spain, but with Barcelona as well. Look, I love me some Pedri. I have said that all along, but the simplicity of his game is something that everybody can relate to and everybody can fall in love with.
Back to the basics. And Stevie, speaking of the basics, I mean, I think Türkiye showed us a masterclass of how not to defend against Spain. But if you're a coach, which you were, how do you set up your team to defend against this Spain?
Wow, how long have we got?
As long as you can give us.
Well, listen, you really have to, at some stage in a game like this, decide that you're going to try and not be embarrassed.
Yeah.
You know, and that was the biggest surprise from Türkiye, that they kept going about it the same way. To me, if I'm in charge of Türkiye and my coach is doing this at home in front of his home fans and playing the way they are and getting absolutely slaughtered, because this could have been 10, then I wouldn't be happy. But at the same time, you got to say that Spain were just on a different planet. You know, Ali's talking about the simplicity of Pedri. The good thing for Spain and the bad thing for everybody else on the planet is they've got a team full of players who keep the game simple. They have players who who can complicate it, like Yamal, can go try and beat 5, 6 players. I mean, there's so many things involved in that goal that looks so easy. And that's what this Spain team does. Spain makes the game look easy.
And one of the things that, coming into this match, you may have thought, well, Spain going into Turkey. It's not easy to play at Turkey. Away from home, and the pressure and the intensity and the energy and the Turkish fans. And you know how you take all of that away? When you don't let them touch the ball. When they cannot get close enough to you to tackle you. When you're not asking for trouble because you're keeping the ball in your defensive half. No. All of this possession that Stevie's talking about is happening in the attacking half. Tack, 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 tack. And Turkey's just, what? Hey, what?
Can't get close.
They can't get close. They can't come in for a tackle that gets the crowd on their feet. No. And you do that for the first 5 minutes, and when Turkey thinks that they get a hold of the game, Pedri scores the first goal in the 6th minute. And then after that, every time that Spain went on the attack, it felt like it was 5 Spanish players against 2 Turkish players. And let me just tell you, that math is not going to work.
Frank, that was tiki-taka at its finest. I could tell, I could hear you, I could tell how much you enjoyed that goal from Nicol Moreno. But final thoughts on Spain?
Well, you know what? Tiki-taka is not that kind of football that I see and that I enjoy. Tiki-taka is mostly what you do to prepare an action. They use that to finish the action. And they were in the 18-yard box to show how football is simple and so beautiful in that matter if you know how technically how to serve your teammates. And it's what the players, they try to do. I heard words from Michel Platini saying, if you don't know how to control a ball, if you don't know how to make a good pass, if you don't know, if you don't understand that your teammates need to receive a ball that you would love to receive, which means a nice ball, not a bouncy one, that's football. And it's what Spain is doing. They have the pressure of the away fans and everything, but technically, tactically, and in their head, they know exactly what they have to do. I mean, I'm with Stevie on the second goal. That's a beauty. It's why I'm against the Ballon d'Or. It's because that's what I want to see in football. I don't care about the individual. I want to see the collective. And what I saw today, my wife, I was watching the game, my wife saying, are you Spanish today or what? I said, no, but you have to enjoy that. You have to enjoy. I got up and I clapped when I saw the second goal because that's what we want to see. That's why we love football, because players with their feet are capable of doing something absolutely fantastic and so, again, simple. And that's the biggest and the most difficult things to do in football.
Well, the Spanish play football as wonderfully and beautifully as the French speak French. Well, there's more Spanish football coming your way. Frank and I have an argument about that. We'll get to it off camera, but there's more Spanish football coming your way this week. La Liga back on ESPN. It all kicks off on Friday, 3 p.m.
Them touch the ball. When they cannot get close enough to you to tackle you. When you're not asking for trouble because you're keeping the ball in your defensive half. No. All of this possession that Stevie's talking about is happening in the attacking half. Tack, 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 tack. And Turkey's just, what? Hey, what?
Can't get close.
They can't get close. They can't come in for a tackle that gets the crowd on their feet. No. And you do that for the first 5 minutes, and when Turkey thinks that they get a hold of the game, Pedri scores the first goal in the 6th minute. And then after that, every time that Spain went on the attack, it felt like it was 5 Spanish players against 2 Turkish players. And let me just tell you, that math is not going to work.
Frank, that was tiki-taka at its finest. I could tell, I could hear you, I could tell how much you enjoyed that goal from Nicol Moreno. But final thoughts on Spain?
Well, you know,